The organisation that you work for talks a lot about generational differences and how they're transforming our world. Can you tell me a bit about that?
We exist in a very unique moment in history where for the first time ever we're seeing 4 distinct generations around the world, and each generation has its own experiences that have shaped us, our own experiences that in terms of preferences, the way that we want to engage, the way we communicate, the way we prefer to be motivated, what we look for in a job. And what we do at the center is we study these issues, see how they're trending, look at the major trends that are shaping those so that we can help organizations like FIA learn how to better make informed decisions.
So you're here at the FIA Mobility Conference. How is this relevant to the FIA members and the FIA clubs around the world?
The relevance is hard to overstate, actually. What we're seeing happen is this huge divide between the millennial or Gen Y generation and older generations as a result of technology and parenting, as well as economics and a bunch of other trends. And what's happening is the way this young, growing generation, ages 20 to 38, is preferring to interact and the way we would want to engage as members of clubs, totally different than any other generation. And a lot of fear exists in clubs that this generation just wouldn't be interested in being a part. Not true, but if you don't understand exactly how we want to engage, better learn how to interact with us, then you end up being in a position where even though you could get us as members, it's just not going to happen.
So what advice would you give to clubs looking to engage a younger audience?
Great question. There's several strategies that we recommend. The first one that we always love to think about specifically for clubs is a recognition that millennials view themselves as unique. It's critical for clubs to adopt the phrase when it comes to marketing and any type of engagement that millennials, it's as unique as you are. That if you make us feel like a number, if you make us feel in any way like you're not a part of, interested in supporting, helping us out in our distinct future that we view for ourselves, we're out. The other big one I would say that's really critical is an understanding of how technology has made us outcome driven. If you want us to work with you, if you want us to become customers, members, you put in a bunch of steps, put in a bunch of words. We don't have the attention spans to go through this extensive process. So it's how simple can you make the user experience? And the simpler you make it, the more likely we're going to be excited and want to not only work with you, but then share with everybody how great of our experience we've had.
And so what kind of tools can organisations use to really target people, even though they're doing things differently to how they did things when they were younger?
Yeah, how do you target us? Really simple. You need to be on the platforms that we're on. Millennials, Gen Y, these are synonymous terms. The reality is we have an expectation that the organizations that we work with are going to be on social media in some regard. That is important, that we expect an integrated experience from a simple mobile app that makes it easy for us to the social media channels, which vary by country. So I would say that you just pick one or two. Don't think that you need to be on every social media channel. And then realize that old school ways, calls, phone calls, that's an invasion of privacy. We don't want to get on the phone. So be in the places that we're going to be, and then you'll have far less problems connecting to us.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Yeah, the only thing that I would add is I would just say that we are at a distinct moment for automobile clubs. That on the one hand, the customer base that they've had is shrinking and still going to be around, not saying it's going away, but it's shrinking in terms of baby boomers as the majority buyer to Gen Y. And whereas on the one hand that can cause a lot of fear and uncertainty because change is difficult, understand on the other hand it's actually a wonderful opportunity. That the things that clubs are providing are desperately needed and wanted by Gen Y. As long as you do some of the basics in terms of engaging, don't have the fears that millennials just have no interest in being a member of the club or have no interest in actually having someone that can help them whenever they need it. Quite the opposite. You just have to be committed to being willing to make some changes if you want to be successful moving forward.